My name is Victoria, and today I will be hosting an MA session for Waterfall Network. And we will break our MA into 5 blocks, so public events and community, technical questions, ecosystem, and crypto economics, and future plans as well. So let's get started with first question. You have been actively participating in numerous high-profile conferences across Asia recently. Can you share the key insights or perspectives you have gained from these events that could drive the future of Waterfall Network?
So, yeah, well, that's a good question, and we have to highlight that today's AMA is actually very different from the previous ones, because previous ones were like, we have 10, maybe 15 questions, and this one is actually having like more than 40 questions. So obviously, we will not be able, maybe we will not be able, we will try to go high level about many of them, and we'll try to group them, and highlight the key observations. So experiences from numerous conferences in Asia actually are, can be a topic of a separate AMA session and separate presentation, because yes, there was a lot of information. We have gathered a lot of contacts, and currently we are actually in the process of following up with them. I would say that the main purpose for us was actually to find users, not to find users, but actually to get connected to more users, and I will explain what the users are. We have 2 types of users. Basically, first type, those are dapps and developers of those dapps. So why these users are important? Because they essentially, for them, we are creating this technology. We are a general purpose distributed network, and they affect positively. And this metric, basically every project, every startup, every project, they have like key indicators. So for layer 1 networks, those are usually 2. There are more, but 2 which are defining the traction. The first one, it is on-chain liquidity, and second one is TVL. So on-chain liquidity and partially TVL is coming from the dapps. First of all, users are using dapps, and it creates transaction volume. Second, for example, if somebody is, it increases TVL on the bridges, because people can be withdrawing some assets from other network to do some computations, and then basically, while it happens, TVL on the bridge grows. The second type of users is actually contributors to the security of the network. In Bitcoin, in proof of work, it is miners. In proof of stake, it is stakers. In other type of consensus, they could be called differently, but we are proof of stake. So in our case, those are users which are deploying validators and contributing to the security of the network, and it also increases TVL. But this is different type of TVL. So we were looking for both, and I remember actually one interesting conversation which will define actually the angle of what we will be talking about today. The change of the current market, because every bull run, it actually has its own, let's say, they are called bull run. We can call it like the period of increased hype on the market, increased growth, etc., increased attention to the crypto projects. And basically in 2017, it was the bull run of different projects which were presenting their ideas, and then doing some, doing some token sales, and then they basically, some of this idea were happening, some of them were not happening, some of them were happening, but then considered to be, violating whatever regulations, etc. There was then bull run in 2021 with, to my best memory again, I may be slightly wrong, but it was like NFT related bull run. And by the way, this was already the time we were working on Waterfall. And I remember that at that time people were saying, you should do Waterfall strictly focused on the NFTs. And NFTs are very, this is the future. And I remember like one person whom I'm considering OG was explaining to me, Sergey, how you can validate the person if he has money or not. You should offer to him to buy the NFT of some collection. I will not be calling who is the person and what is the collection, right? But, they cost at least $100,000. And if person is interested, that means that he has money, and if he isn't, probably he doesn't. This is actually a very interesting statement, and given the fact that according to different sources, most of these NFTs lost their value significantly, like more than 90%, right? I wouldn't say that I think that this statement actually was correct and accurate, and you actually can make your own conclusions. And then now we are having this kind of bull run of meme coins. According to different data, for example, recently, maybe 1 month or 2 months ago, I have seen the report of the meme coins, which is saying the following: basically 76 or 78% of meme coins which were promoted by influencers are already dead. So probably right now, given the fact that it wasn't, yesterday, right? Probably this number is bigger, and if we don't know how accurate was their gathering, I actually expect that like 98% of meme coins will be dead by the end of this bull run. And there will be, again, a lot of noise about, scam, all crypto is bad, all crypto is scam, and all of these type of things. Because the same was happening after NFT bull run. And yeah, people who are joining, coming new, they are becoming victims of this. And there are success stories. They are often in the headlines, where somebody made like, I don't know, X1000, X1500, on trading meme coins. And this thing with meme coins, it is a zero-sum game. They are not generating any value, so basically if somebody got X1000, right, then 1000 people got from 1 to 0, and basically that's what it is. So the length of this, the length of these projects, I don't know. There is still not enough data, but I assume that average meme coin life cycle right now is maybe a month, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. And all of this creates a lot of food on the market. So basically, people are, as soon as something happens, as soon as something goes wrong, as soon as something, somebody sold somebody on the exchange, or as soon as something started, there becomes a lot of people who are coming and saying, yes, we found the difference. We found basically, we see it, And one of my key observations in Asia, this was actually exactly a conversation and a quote. And somebody told me, I said, who am I looking for? So I'm looking for developers, and I'm looking for, people who are involved was involved in Bitcoin mining, then later became involved in staking, etc. And I'm telling you, what I'm telling you is a quote. This person said, Sergey, these people are OGs already, you know, and it's very hard to find them on the conferences and the events, etc. Most of the people who are attending, which by the way, I partially disagree, because we were finding these people, we were in touch with them, and we are in touch with them, and we're working with them. Because these people whom are kind of new generation of crypto adoption are people who are looking to get this X1000 on meme coins. And the thing here that, how to put it right, we are in the very different game here than these projects. So if people are expecting to go here and expect the same results they are looking for, it is probably not whom we are looking for in general, because we are looking for people who are believers in few things. First, this is there is a place for another layer one like Waterfall with its unique advantages, which we will go through this conference, this AMA session, and which is actually, and this is important for this project to exist, and this is important for this ecosystem to grow and thrive. These are the people whom we are looking for, and these are believers. People who are looking to get, you know, I don't know, X1000 or whatever, and as soon as something goes wrong, they are like starting to create a lot of noise. This is not what is going to happen here, and we are here in a very different game. So the key observation: if you need to explain what are the difference between layer one infrastructure project, which by some metric is one of the most scalable EVM project currently out there, which is based on direct data cyclic graph, and which has very decentralized consensus and very high scalability, and the meme coin, then you are talking to the wrong person. And some of the questions here are this way, and we will try to address them as direct as possible, so for us to have proper expectations and proper understanding of what is happening. Well, thank you for this question. Yeah, it was like kind of longer opening. All the rest of the questions we will try to address, you know, in a shorter way. Yeah.
Well, yeah, thank you so much for the explanation. I believe it's important to show what audience you are looking for and what audience you want to attract. And speaking about the audience, you have mentioned the ambassador program several times in the past. Can you share any updates or results from the program so far?
Yes, we have started this program. We actually found a great partner in India. We already have done, and this was actually part of the roadshow. And yeah, the India Blockchain Week, and there I delivered. There I was presenting on Linux Foundation Decentralized Trust event. And yeah, that's basically we're going to scale this. We are happy with how it goes, and yeah, the next year you can expect us to open more chapters, and we can say like in the regional chapters, or find regional partners. And yeah, that's the part of the task which actually Ron Resnick, who is the CEO of Blue Wave, which is a company developer of Waterfall, is going to be in charge of. And we basically, his experience of running Enterprise Ethereum Alliance is actually priceless here, because he was creating these chapters for Enterprise Ethereum Alliance. And we, of course, have our own specifics, so we're not Ethereum, and there is already different market and all the other things. But we basically, what I can say that, you know, speaking myself on the stage multiple times about Waterfall, highlighting what is it we're doing, how we're doing it, where we are, where we're going, it brought me actually the feeling that what we're doing right now, we are relevant. People are interested in what we're doing. People need what we're doing, and these are different types of players. These are players from different segments, and we are actually satisfied by the results of this prolonged traveling, and by the results of this our kickoff of the well, we don't call it ambassadors, but to simplify understanding for the audience, yes, ambassador program. So it has started and it is going to scale.
Okay, thank you so much. I believe the audience will be looking forward for more news. Okay, so my next question is, I still cannot trust your devs selling coins on exchange. No devs from serious projects speak about selling coins, and fall of the price on New Year is surprise to them as well. Give us more transparency about your team members, developers, etc., and what they are working on. Other deck projects are moving faster than Waterfall, while Waterfall is falling and fails to meet its task. Roadmap looks suspicious as well.
All right. Yeah, I remember this question. It's actually, it was used abbreviation. Roadmap looks SUS. That's what it was written. So, I mean, I will go to the beginning, and I would like to say that, if something looks suspicious to anyone here, you can just maybe, there is no lack of projects in the industry right now, and there are early stage, there are later stage, and etc. And basically, so first, if something looks suspicious, just leave. All of these are how to say this. Very risky, because even if everything delivered in a good way, right, there are a lot of things which are outside of the control of the team, which are outside of the control of the community, and in general, so if you suspect something, just don't take the risk. Now, speaking about a little bit of a transparency, so I will start sharing the screen. So now, can you see my screen? Yeah, you should.
Yes, I see
so,
that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, speaking of transparency, here you can find our team, right? And these are the people in our team. Most of them are present in our social media channels. Of our management, basically of our let's say board team, pretty much all of us were present on the previous AMAs. Here are our researchers and developers. And yeah, here is the department which works on marketing, community, and and other things. So and then this is pretty transparent, and you can reach out to each of us, and there is a bunch of videos where we are all talking. Now, well, what was also the part of this question? The team.
Yes, what are they working on? Other deck projects are moving faster than Waterfall, and while Waterfall is falling and it fails to meet its task.
Well, I wouldn't actually say that something fails to meet something. We are just talking about different pace of work, right? Current deviation. And again, there was a question that that where I have provided some response about selling coins or something like that, and honestly, I haven't sold a single coin, and I told it multiple times. and I actually use them all for staking. And regarding this fall of the price, which happened on the New Year's evening, to my very best knowledge, it is not coming from the team at all. So again, and I can only guess who can that be, and I would like to point out that there is a very important part here, and I suggest actually to read this, because we don't provide any price predictions, right? And this is why I'm saying that if you are expecting us to say or let you to expect that, hey, you are going to be, I don't know, rich in like 1 month or something, this is not going to happen. For us, the life cycles of the projects like Waterfall, they are, basically, it is measured in years. For example, if we are talking about allocations for various contributors to the team, right? Like 99% of them, except of like a very few, are from 2 to 5 years unlock. And in particularly mine are also 2 to 5 years. So basically, we review this project in the 5 years perspective. And, you can observe the history of different projects which are layer ones and how they were bootstrapping themselves and what were the pace of them. And yeah, those projects which, for example, were heavily backed by venture capital companies, they who are, for example, sitting on, let's say, $300 million or more, right? For them, how to say this? Bootstrapping the ecosystem is happening faster. Basically, there are also such projects which actually raised like a lot of money and they didn't bootstrap the ecosystem at all. I can say that currently we are, and as previously, we are working in the multiple direction about and yeah, one moment, I will probably yes, stop sharing the screen and I will send this to the group. You are sharing, yeah, stop sharing the screen. So basically we are there. We have done, by the way, multiple posts of this. These are the categories of the projects which we are looking to get deployed for ecosystem to start operating more efficiently. And speaking of this, there is already the Waterfall actually connected to the bridge from summer, I think. It is one chain and it is connected to the multiple networks already. We also are exploring the direction to get connected to Bitcoin, and there are multiple potential partners with whom we are discussing this. But it hasn't yet happened. But to many EVM networks, and including Ethereum either already connected or will be connected in a couple of days, because I was speaking to one chain like during the holidays, and yeah, and I think it is connected to currently to Polygon, Arbitrum, Base, and Binance Smart Chain and Ethereum. So with oracles, we don't have oracles for now, so we would appreciate actually the introductions or if somebody from community is looking to develop or deploy the project, you can do it and you can become first oracle in the ecosystem. Digital identity, we have partnership with Albus, but it is not yet deployed. Liquid staking is actually already developed and currently undergoing security audit. It is done with the partnership with Stardust. And Stardust is one of the 3 staking infrastructure providers whom we are partnering with. Also, there are 2 DEXs currently deployed. I have seen some critics in the chat that, these are not some interface, etc. Everything takes time. But what I can tell here that the progress happens with the different ways, but the problem, the main thing is that the progress is happening. So if, say, during the moment of launch we had 0 dexes, now we have 2 dexes. Also, the group which is working on the staking infrastructure, they are planning on liquid staking, they are planning to deploy lending protocol. Also, another group is planning to deploy the tool set for gaming. NFTs, not as much. So if somebody is willing to launch an NFT project, that would be great. But I actually don't see NFTs are booming and hyping right now. So if like in 2021, everyone knew that NFTs is a big thing, now it is not that obvious. But I still do believe in the future of NFTs, but which are connected to real assets. Stable coins, they are important for functioning of DEXs, exchanges, etc. And that would be great if we would appreciate the introductions, because right now we are not in touch. And we're not in touch with any projects which is currently preparing to deploy. And wallets, Waterfall is integrated to, how to say this? It's not like integrated by default, but there are a lot of wallets which are which you can use for Waterfall. And for example, here you can go and see. This is MetaMask, and then you can go Rabby, Encrypt, Coinbase, Trust, etc. And actually, being EVM network, it is becoming easy to do these integrations. But we are also exploring. We are in touch with multiple wallets. I don't want to name them as of now until they are confirmed. And as soon as they will be confirmed, we will do the announcement. And yeah, by the way, I'm wrong. Regarding NFT, we have one NFT gaming project with the comics, which is Lightning Works. And yeah, they are planning to do deployment, but I am not sure when they are going to do this. But yeah, they are present on our website. And yeah. I think it was a long answer to this question, but yeah, probably the following one will be shorter. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. And my next questions are about marketing. They are similar, so I believe we can combine them. Views on previous MAs, it's funny, 25 people, and most likely they are team members. How are you going to grow the community? And when will aggressive advertising and marketing start? Your previous 2 or 3 articles didn't attract many attention, and you have influential people in your team. Why no partnerships?
Okay, well, thank you for this question. And as you noticed, we actually haven't removed any questions which can sound complicated, and we actually would like to address all of them. So I think the partnership part I just addressed about development of the ecosystem, and how to put it right. If we have here speculators, right? I would prefer. We would recommend that speculators actually look for something else. If we have here believers. Believers can also help and contribute to the development of this ecosystem in the multiple ways which I highlighted in the past. Well, I'm sorry. Can you please repeat the question? Or actually, let me read it. I think I have it in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the views, yes, 25 people view the recording of the AMA. Well, I think, you guys should make it more often, just view the AMAs, because many of the questions we are addressing here, they were addressed in the past. and it may how to put it this way, regarding roadmap, for example, right? We were highlighting roadmap and our plans and our expectations, and the fact that roadmap may potentially change, but so far all the items which are marked as achieved were achieved over 4 years of development. So all of this would look less suspicious, right, if we would be paying attention to what has been said in the past, what has been written, etc. So look at the AMAs, and yeah, there will be more views. Yeah, the other thing is actually speaking about partnerships and the marketing boost. We are currently, among other partnerships, we are currently integrating right now with Staking Rewards, which actually is a big source of the, which is a big source of, which is a big source of potential partners, which could be staking infrastructure providers, which can make the process more convenient for users. And the other is actually, users who are looking for a new promising projects to contribute to its security. So that's what we're doing. We also probably will be part of Cointelegraph report in February. And also in February, we probably will be part of the report of Messari. Again, I don't want yet to speculate on the particular dates, etc., but these agreements were already, to my best knowledge, signed and executed by association, and probably the more likely in February, all of this will be happening. So yeah, and again, I'm not the best person to address the marketing, but when we're talking about Messari and Cointelegraph, these are probably like tier 1 QLs in the industry, and yes, we are already working with them. There are few more like this. Would not call the names until it is we have something signed, confirmed, etc. Yeah, that's basically our marketing department is working in this direction. Obviously, community is very important, and we understand this, and there are different levels, different steps of this, and we are making progress here as well. Thank you for the good question.
Yeah, thank you so much for the good answer. And I believe we can move to technical questions block. So my first question is, Waterfall Network started with 2,048 validators. Can you share an update on the current state of the network, including the number of validators and any recent progress?
Okay, now, hello, my name is Alexander Nashvan. I am tech lead of development team. So I will answer on technical questions because it's my specialization. Yes, we initially launched the network on 64 servers, and on each server we run about 32 validators, and our nodes are still work so correctly, and sometimes we check how working our network and our nodes. Also, I know me and other other member of Waterfall team stake all their water and activators, validators on provider or servers on their own servers. So and now currently we have more than 10,000 validators activating, and also you can check that on our website. Maybe I will share screen. Where is there? now you can go to our Waterfall Network site and Waterfall statistics. And now you can see we have 10,301 validators, and the last 24 hours were added 117 validators. And also we have some graph where you can see when and how many validators was activated and deactivated. And all time our validators go up. So I think our marketing team can send the link to Telegram and other social network to see. And recently I have seen that users have become more active in activating validators. More than last month, it's activating more than previous months. So I think a lot of people interested in our project, and we are happy about that. So thank you for the question.
Thank you for the answer. So, and if we are speaking about technical achievements, can you share, please, the latest technical achievements from the Waterfall Network team that you would like to highlight?
Our network use a lot of people, and we thanks to the community because they discovered several bugs, and we are fixing it. And also we get more information about improving our protocol and about our software, and we are working on it in future. So and the most serious issue we have faced recently, I think it's after launching the main network. I think it's for me it's our test and we testing our TPS, and the third part team checked it, and this information you can see on chain spec. And because previous time we did it and check it, and we did it and testing it only in team. Yes, because only our team did the test, but it's did interesting. It was interesting where another team checked our results. It's also before launching mainnet, we also had a security audit. It's also important was important for us because where other people check our code or check our projects, it's because it's better for us. It's independent some vision and research and check at our projects. So it's for us.
Yeah, thank you.
I wanted. I wanted to add something to it. Actually, we are currently preparing for the. We will soon be deploying the new testnet with new parameters, because this kind of impressive testing, right? I mean, again. If somebody haven't seen that, let me actually share it. So we are we all are aware of what is it we're talking about, right? And we are talking about this testing with ChainSpect and integration with them. And by the way, yeah, it was also an integration. So there are a lot of projects here, right? So many networks. And if we will filter max recorded TPS, Waterfall is actually top 2. Max recorded TPS, this is actually the maximum TPS which was ever happened on this network, according to the data on ChainSpect. And of these 4 networks, we are the only one EVM native. So probably according to this data, we can make a conclusion that we are the most scalable EVM network currently, according to this data again. And we are the first EVM network to show higher performance than Solana and Aptos, according to this data again. And this, to our best knowledge, wasn't happening in the past. And this of course makes us, and not only us, excited. And what I have to say that basically people who are not in development, they basically they don't know that when we are launching the network, we're not targeting to achieve some benchmarks right away. The most important part is actually for network not to crash. And, if you will even listen, Vitalik Buterin's presentation on the staking rewards summit in Thailand, somebody asked, how did the transition of from proof of work to proof of stake go? And he said, well, it went well, nothing has crashed. So in our case, we can say that we probably were launching it from the same with the same purpose, and our network works right now with kind of slowest and safest version of this. And during the year, we are planning to improve make multiple adjustments, and with the current versions, they are possible. We just basically, there are not that significant adjustments which will take a lot of time, which we will be able to achieve. And these adjustments will bring us to the new performance levels. And given the partnerships with Tier 1 QLs, chances are that, they will be highlighted and gain more attention from developers and mainly from developers, because this is our main target audience. So thank you for this, and sorry for the intrusion.
Oh, that's okay. Thank you for the good answer, and that's really worth attention. And if we are talking about now, what is currently the top priority for the technical team, and how are you approaching it?
So the main one is we have several priorities at the moment. The main one is testing and launching the coming hard fork. So this month we will introduce about our hard fork and new features which we are going to add to this hard fork, because a lot of features we get from our community and infrastructure providers. So second priority is supporting our community if any issues arise, and gathering recommendation for improving the project. And also a lot of people from our community, not a lot of people, but we know about few company or members our community are deploying now dapps, and we are helping for them if they have questions and how works our network. But we know something team deploy dapps without our helping. So it's 3 priority in short future, because we have roadmap, and we are working on that this year and next year. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you as well. And if we are speaking about some progress, so can we expect some technical reports from trusted sources, and what will they focus on? I believe you already mentioned Cointelegraph previously.
Yeah, that's this is part of it, and we are exploring this direction going forward. There are Cointelegraph, Messari, this we are already in work in progress mode with them. There are multiple in the pipeline. Again, this is bull run, so it takes time to to establish some relationships, to show some progress, to pass due diligence, etc. But we are working in this direction, and yeah, you can expect it to be more than that. And yeah, that's we already have a good start, because these projects I call, they are well known, and yeah, there will be more, and we are already in touch with them. So expect us to do more announcements on this topic.
Okay, thank you. And if we're talking about hardware requirements, will they be changed in the near future, or will they remain the same?
So yeah, this, by the way, to the questions about why so many views of the previous AMAs, we were addressing this a couple times on the previous AMAs. But it's never a problem. So please feel free to ask, and yeah, we are not forcing you to watch the AMAs. But let me put it this way: in the close time, network hardware requirements are not going to increase. In the long run, and when the network will be growing, right, and the state of the network will be growing, and current version is experiencing increase of requirements. There are multiple ways which also were addressed on the previous AMA sessions, and which were addressed also in our research papers, that we are planning to separate the networks to kind of multiple smaller sub networks. Some of them shards, some of them sub networks, and we may change our views going forward on this. But in general, we are separating the whole to multiple smaller groups. And with this, we are able to boost further scalability and maintain the low node requirements. So the simple answer is short term, probably not. Long term, maybe. Please follow the updates, and yeah, we are working for it to actually stay as low as possible, and with maintaining the scalability and decentralization. This is a complicated task. We are not underestimating the complexity, but there are multiple perspective approaches, and soon there will be multiple research papers released which are going into details on these topics. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you as well. And regarding transactions per second, what is the current maximum value and what can be achieved in the future?
So current maximum value is defined very simple, and it is again the hard-coded version. Because currently our network just not able to produce more than 8 blocks at the same slot, and this is a hard-coded basically. It's not like it is not able to because of some limitations. This is just the limitation we inserted in the first version. So going forward, we are going to work with reduce of the number of slots necessary to achieve the finality, reduce the length of slots, and increase the number of blocks in the slot. So affecting these parameters, we first able to increase TPS, basic scalability, and also we are able to decrease the time of finality. So yeah, that's what we are working on, and limit. One moment. Well, we how to just put it this way. We are working on the concept, and we were also highlighting it in the previous AMA sessions, the concept of virtually unlimited sharding. So virtually unlimited sharding means that in theory it can scale to potentially unlimited amount of, let's say, transactions per second on our users, and basically our approach to this can actually make basically the message of early DAGs was, and I will not be pointing out who said this first, but the message of early DAGs was DAGs, I mean directed acyclic graph-based projects, that the more decentralized it is becoming, the more scalable it is becoming. And so far, multiple projects were working in this direction, and so far, no one actually has achieved that. We believe, and we are not yet aware of any reasons which can prevent us, except basically, yes, it will take time because it is a complicated task. That we will be able to realize this. The paper of describing this approach is also on the peer review right now, and we are going to also release and present it soon. And yeah, so again, when we're using word unlimited, I always use it with virtually unlimited, because there is nothing really unlimited, and we always will be limited by the bandwidth, by the number of users, by different other things. But this number can be pretty big, and we would prefer probably to not to make some predictions, right? Especially bold predictions, because our approach all the time was actually pretty conservative. And for example, when we were building it, and we were building it like since 2021 coding and research since 2020, right? And we were never saying, hey, we are going to release the more scalable EVM network, hey, we are going to outperform this and that, or hey, we were never like hyping the project. We were always reporting the factually achieved results, and the progress of these results also can be found in our documentation section. Let me show it. So basically, yeah, that's our test results. And the basically first test result was actually in October of 2021. I remember I was presenting it in Dubai, and you can find on our YouTube the video of this. I'm there with Luke Stokes, who was helping our project at that time. And then, yeah, then there are different tests during the different time where we basically show the the number of nodes, the node requirements, etc. And basically there is tests. There are recent tests on mainnet already, so these were on testnets, and you can. That's, by the way, the test conducted by public. So somebody actually went ahead and sent 2 million transactions to our testnet 7, and testnet 7 didn't break, and also it successfully handled all of them without having much of the delays. And this also, I will not go deep into details why it is important and where the DAG is beneficial, but it was present in multiple hours, our previous AMA sessions. So, and yeah, here is the mainnet test, the last one, basically, and yeah, it has all the information. You are more than welcome to go here and review it, and it is public information, and yeah, there are links to the blogs. There is basically, there are many details here. So, yeah, I think, have I answered the question?
Yes, thank you for your answers. I want to add some information about these questions. So our last test, you can see on chain spec, we have achieved a result of 11,000 400 TPS, but current params our network, we configure it with 6-second slot and 8 blocks per slot and 10,000 transactions per block, and we get a theoretical 13.5 thousand TP transactions per second. But after our hard work, we want to do some testing on testnet, and we want to change these different params, and we want slot duration and blocks per slot which created, and block size. So we will change these params and testing how it works, and then we will provide this information for our community. And after these results, we can change our mainnet network and improve our TPS without any other coding about virtual unlimited, about sharding and some network and other ideas which we want to implement in our network. So I think because now TPS we have very close to theoretical. Not theoretical, it's by configuration about our network, and we can change our configuration and we can get more TPS. So we will checking and provide information in future. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. And my next question is, do you think you can create your DEX stock exchange with the advantage of low water commissions?
So, as we highlighted previously, we are actually like a general purpose network, right? So we prefer for us actually not to develop dApps ourselves, which doesn't mean that we will not develop them, right? Or there will be no dApps and ecosystems developed by us, but our job is actually to our task, at least as of now, right? And according to our current views, that it is developers who should be deploying the dApps. And there are multiple such groups which are already working on this. We expect to grow the number of these groups. And, I actually, when there was a question of partnerships and why we are doing nothing when everyone is working, we actually are, I forgot to highlight, I forgot to highlight. I'm joking actually about. I'm slightly exaggerating, but yeah, this question was pretty kind of why you are not hitting benchmarks when others are hitting them. So there are a few things. So number one, we are supported by Google Cloud Startup Program, and you also can find the pictures of us actually presenting in Google Office. I mean, being part of the discussion there. And I can say that with Google support, we actually, before the launch, we were able to find we actually were able to make one important update, which we probably without Google support, we were not able to discover it early. So we're having this right now. We also are part of the Linux Foundation Decentralized Labs program, and we soon are going to release documentation there. And developers from Linux Foundation or developers which are listening to us right now are able to join and contribute to the development of the infrastructure itself. And basically, yeah, this is the part of our and yeah, we are already supported by these organizations, and there are multiple more coming. And again, let us report on something which is already completed or at least in progress. And then, well, okay, if we're talking about at least in progress, we are also working with Ali Cloud. And we would like to increase, using their services, we would like to increase our coverage in Asia, because not in every region Google has the best coverage, despite they have actually good coverage. I don't want to say that somebody is better or somebody is worse. I'm just saying that there are people who are using Google Cloud, and there are people who are using Alibaba Cloud. And we would like to make ourselves available for users of Alibaba Cloud as well, because we currently were tested with Hetzner Digital. Well, this is not intentional. Hetzner, DigitalOcean, AWS, and Google Cloud. And currently we are expanding to Ali Cloud as well. There are bigger developments which are coming with these organizations I mentioned, but I would prefer actually to report on the progress when they actually happen. Yeah, that's an answer.
Yeah, and I believe the next question will sound similar. You need to create your wallet analog of Trust Wallet to others. It's easy to use, lower water commissions.
Yeah, well, thank you for this question, and thank you for noticing this. Yes, we definitely are interested in this, but we are in touch with multiple wallets which are already in this business, and they are some of them are connected to exchanges, so some of them we are in infrastructure level, right? So that level is level higher, and wallets is actually user interface level. So we currently are exploring the ways to get integrated. So among our current goals, short-term goals, we are not looking to create ourselves the DEX or ourselves the wallet or ourselves something else. There may be a gaming project which we are currently exploring, but this is not the short perspective of this. So. But in the future, I mean, who knows? We definitely can do that, and Blue Wave kind of serves the same purpose as Consensus serves for Ethereum. And yeah, that fact that we may release some of our projects, yeah, the chances are non-zero, and this is the business model of Blue Wave.
Okay, great. And the next question is, what has been accomplished and what hasn't been accomplished on the roadmap to date?
Can you repeat, please, because I don't hear you? Maybe.
Yeah, of course. What has been accomplished and what hasn't been on the roadmap to date? I believe let's consider the last year.
Maybe Sergey will ask on these questions about roadmap.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually decided to check the roadmap. I would say that on the roadmap, what is marked accomplished, it was accomplished, and we are working on the clients for the mobile devices. We are working on the concept of virtually unlimited sharding. We are working on the concept of subnetworks, which allows subnetworks to be separated in the single shard. And we are working on the basically, these are the short-term goals, not short-term, but these are the goals for multiple coming years, and they are expected to significantly boost different parameters, significantly increase the different parameters of our technology. But you are able to use it already. So let me put it this way: it may start working faster, it may start being more scalable, and progress in this direction. But you are already able to use it, and it is already one of the most scalable networks in the VM world, at least for sure. So, and please feel free to join our efforts, and we are welcoming the developers, because we essentially are aiming to decentralize the development of the infrastructure as well. And this will be relevant to the questions.
Yeah. And the next question is about validators. Is there a recommended environment for running the validator efficiently and stably over a long period of time? Native Node app or Docker image or Windows or Linux, etc.?
Of course, we recommend to use server for running a node, because you need to internet connections all time. So, but we recommend using hybrid solution. How providers work. Where you run node via Docker on server, and using our utilities to generate a validator case and import this case to your node, and then use application, Windows, macOS, and in future Linux application to import the case to application, and management and activating and monitoring how your validators works. So we have some instruction about this in our documentation site. Only 5 steps. So if you go to our tutorials, and we have 5 steps process deploying Waterfall node and activating validators. It's small instruction for providers, and you also can use. So you can run node via Docker. You should run a second version, but very soon we want to merge the second version to first version. So this instruction will work for all image. Then you prepare data via our Wi-Fi CLI. So generate case, import case to node. And you can check how it's import, and then you can activate validators using our application. So it's and then you can check how validators work, and you can withdraw, and you can deactivate validators using our application and doesn't need use server commands and Docker, how import, add, withdrawal, exit, and also we had more features. You can run one node and deploy, for example, 100 keys and 10 keys for one people and send to them, and a second 10 keys for other person, and they can activate it and check how it works separately. So it's our recommendation how it's easily use or not. Thank you for the question.
Thank you. So
I wanted to highlight one more small thing. Basically, there are professional stakers. Some of them, basically are using some home setups. If you are familiar with how to do this, this probably will be the most cost-efficient version for you, because this way you are buying one or multiple servers. There you set up, validators, whatever, and then you can, and then you basically can use. Also, you can connect it to the your internet bandwidth should allow this all to work. And but this way you kind of invest in one time on the equipment, and then this equipment can work for you for, like, I don't know, 5 years, maybe even more than that, because our node right now could be run on laptop, and this laptop can be the laptop which was developed like 15 or 10 years ago, like 2-core CPU, 4 gigabytes of RAM. They are not developing such, they're not producing such laptops right now. But the problem with laptop is actually that laptop itself is not like a server equipment, so it is not designed to work 24/7. So generally, if you are reviewing this, doing this professionally, we recommend using cloud providers, staking infrastructure providers, or if your skills allow you to do that, you can use home-based devices. And by the way, there are companies which are providing this type of services. And actually, we're integrated with Bytrade, which was one of our lead supporters. They also provide some devices. So yeah, but yeah, there are multiple ways, and yeah, I think we highlighted all of them.
Yeah, for sure. So we are done with technical questions, and let's move to the ecosystem questions. The first question is there any token on Waterfall or a memecoin or anything?
We have not deployed our token to our network, but we deployed our water token in several networks. It's like Polygon, Arbitrum, and Binance, because we use one-chain bridge, and we have front-end part. We developed front-end part for that, but backend it's one-chain bridge. I can share. We can share screen, and if you go to one-chain Waterfall Network, we'll check. I don't know, it's locked for me now. Where am I? It doesn't work. I don't remember my password for MetaMask. So you can go to one-chain network, and maybe I go to the other browser. Yes. So you can go to one-chain Waterfall network, and you can send your water from Waterfall to Binance, Polygon, Arbitrum, or and back. from Binance to Waterfall or Polygon Arbitrum and different network. So it's backend. You can check powered by chain, the backend and frontend for us. So it based it on smart contract, and in future we want to integrate Ethereum and Base. So in future, so and the token we have token wrap token in a different network. So it's for us. But also I know our community deployed some DEX. And I don't know what is the token using this DEX, but the DEX uses our water. So you can check this information in Telegram and Discord. I saw this information from community in this our official chats. So thank you for the question.
Yeah, thank you for the answer. And are there any dapps currently under the development?
Well, I think it was present in the past already.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But no worries. Yeah, I know that some questions were self-repetitive. We, as we said before, yeah, there are users who are developing dapps, and we're encouraging more such users to start doing that. We're also encouraging, if you know the new projects or existing projects which are going to expand their user base, they can be first on Waterfall. And yeah, that is the way of approaching this. So everyone is welcome. Technology is tested and ready. And also, I forgot to mention that we also have passed. And yeah, probably if previous we passed security audit by hacking, and basically, yeah, that's what you you are more, and code is made open source, so you can find the links on this on Discord. So technology is ready for your utilization. Please use it, and yes. Make sure you are following the whatever the technical requirements, and I'm talking about safety requirements, and also you get regulatory requirements. That's an important part.
Mm-hmm. And if we are talking about financial institutions, what financial institutions can connect and use the Waterfall network?
Well, many can actually, and pretty much any institution which is able to connect to any VM network is able to connect to Waterfall. So if we're talking about wallets, all the wallets which are getting connected to support other EVM networks, they can do this. Exchanges can do this. Whatever other financial institutions which are tokenizing the assets can do this. And we, as a Blue Wave, we do have multiple projects in development for the kind of private infrastructure version of Waterfall, and one of them is basically, let's wait for official announcements. But yeah, it was Indigo Nexus. We already were talking about developing the cacao beans exchange. There are a few more in the pipeline, and probably there will be more soon. We actually have a lot of expectations of 2025, and yeah, we measuring that. Sorry. Well, somebody is echoing me. Okay. Yeah, so if previously we were kind of in the seed stage, so we needed to launch like our initial product and validate the traction and, see if market accepts us and, if there is a need for a project like ours on the market. And basically, yes, what we can observe with the number of users are contributing to the security of the network, that the dapps are appearing, that non-technical users in the community are asking, okay, when are we deploying the Dex because the fees are so low, and etc. Many of such things, and you can observe this. We have in that sense full transparency. We however have to say that our community is quite active, so you may need to scroll a little bit, but we passed the initial validation phase. And we achieved also these benchmarks with independent companies validating us, like security audits, performance metrics, etc. And also these are top companies in the industry. Hacking is a top security auditor. ChainSpect also is quite known in the industry already. So there will be more of this next year, and next year is the year of the further technology advancement and of the growth of the ecosystem. So we are excited, and we are preparing ourselves for the hard work next year. Thank you.
Yeah, that's nice to hear, and we should look forward to that. And my next question and the last question of the ecosystem block, there was an offer to create your own game. Are you considering that?
We definitely are considering this, and I mentioned that there is one game in ecosystem project we are working on right now, preparing. But again, it is not for the short-term launch. Also, there is a group which is going to develop the tool set for development and deployment of the games. Also, this group is also going to deploy the launchpad. So developers will be able to use a launchpad to start developing ecosystem on Waterfall. There are a few more steps happening prior to that, but this is already in progress. And everyone is welcome. So we are working on something, and we are deploying tool sets for you to be able to work on this. And also, you can deploy something you already have or you are willing to do on our network. And it is available.
Okay, thank you so much. So we are done with the ecosystem, and let's move to crypto economics. So what is the point of being a validator, and will early validators be rewarded in any way?
Let me take this question. Hello, long time to see. On the Waterfall Network, block production is incentivized through minted rewards for each finalized block in the coordinating network. The current annual percentage rate is pretty high, about 100%. Additionally, validators receive 1/3 of their transaction fees. So you can view detailed earning statistic on our official website presented by Alexander before. Now it's pretty profitable to my mind in coins. Thank you.
Yeah, that's actually a very important thing. Speaking of the profits and etc., we are not predicting any value of the coins, as it was said before, and there may not be any value for the coins at all. And please read all the legal information present on our website. And if you believe in the future of this ecosystem, obviously, as many other ecosystems, I think I actually was responding to this question in the chat, that it's the rewards at the beginning are higher then at the end, and the same was happening with Bitcoin and its halvings, etc. It is not uncommon. So it is happening with many networks, and it happens with ours. So in that sense, the earlier you start to contribute to the security on the network by dedicating your computational resources to this, basically, the higher will be rewards in water, but please don't treat it as profits or something like that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for answering. And my next question is, what is the criteria for the top 100 holders on the official website statistics page? Is it the number of transfers in the Waterfall network?
Well, there are 100 number of there are 100 accounts with the highest number of coins in their balances. By the way, the top 1 and top 2 accounts belong to centralized exchanges. So, answering this question, no, it's not number of transactions, but number of coins on balances.
Okay, that's pretty much clear. And so my next question is, why are 24.5 billion coins are locked?
Yeah, I will take this question. Why they are locked? Because, because they are, so there were graphs, and they, I think, present on the Gate exchange, and probably we will need to request people who are managing the website to put this information somewhere on the site. There are different allocations for different purposes. So, for example, there were people who were contributing in various ways to the development of the technology. And as I said before, most of them have lockups for not like most, I'm talking about like 99, 98%, something like that. They have lockup periods from 2 to 5 years, including actually all of us who are here on the call. And basically, there are also options for future, for people who will be working in future on Waterfall. These are like kind of coin option allocation. And we also, there are allocation for the grants. For example, the ecosystem development grants, these are grants for the dapps. These are grants for developers who are going to develop the ecosystem, and this program will start soon, reasonably soon, not next week, but probably next year it will start. And there will be a program, there is an allocation for infrastructure development. And also infrastructure development, I already said that we are welcoming the developers who are willing to contribute to the code refactoring, for example, or for future advancements of the technology. And yes, for them going forward, there also will be some allocations provided. Also, there is treasury, which is present for all the smart contract platforms, because during the period of there are different ways of the that I remember there is a lot of questions about why don't we burn all the coins, or why shouldn't we change this, etc. The thing is this: this plan is built on over 5 years, right? And we presented tokenomics multiple times on the previous AMA sessions. And let's say, I mean, when I actually don't see much of the protocols themselves actually are burning coins. So, for example, we have some burn fees mechanism enabled in the proof of stake in the similar way how it is enabled in Ethereum. But this type of, hey, let's burn like, say 40% of the coins, it is more happening by exchange coins. And yeah, recently, for example, BitGet burned a lot of their coins. I heard some other exchanges doing this multiple times. But, basically, protocols for exchanges, they are in a very different world than protocols as protocols. Because when there is a network for exchange, right, it is first, it is exchange, which is a usually highly profitable business. And then there is a network to conduct some operation or to use for token to use certain to have certain functionality in the exchange as well. And basically, and then exchange supports the the development, etc., of this infrastructure, and they have enough resources to do this. At least top exchanges for sure. When we're talking about protocols as protocols, I actually, again, if we review smart contract platforms, all of them have treasuries. And all of them have some, grants allocations, etc. I mean, most of them. Maybe, again, it's very hard to observe everyone, but the majority of the popular are doing things in a similar way. So we are happy maybe to conduct some separate session on this topic, but these things about burning, increasing, decreasing, and all of these things, that we, you are welcome to read our research papers. We, in particular, Evgen and Igor were people developing the tokenomics, and there are quite a lot of inputs on why it works, how it works. But yeah, we obviously, of course, are open to the dialogue, but the suggestions we're currently receiving from the community, they are more affected, in our opinion, by survival bias. So, for example, somebody sees BitGet is burning coins, and and something good is happening for their ecosystem. Well, that's quite true, but there is no guarantee that you are, if these coins are locked or they are burned. This is probably more a marketing thing, and this is the kind of the how to say, the question of trust, and the question of again, same level of questions. Isn't it you guys dumping coins on the New Year evening? No, it wasn't us. And yeah, there should be treasury, and this was decided by the board of the association. And obviously, we think that in that way, being close to Ethereum, and we are actually very close by our ideology and by how our consensus works, is the best approach. Consensus works is the best approach.
So we can
please maybe write in the chat for people to rejoin, because some probably were dropped unexpectedly, and let's give 1 or 2 minutes for them to rejoin and then continue. I think we are getting close to the end of this session. So and I think most of the questions were already answered. But also, I wanted to tell that we had this rule of having AMA sessions every 2 weeks. Then, because of my traveling, it wasn't happening, and I believe that we should reestablish this rule. So it's not like we are getting, like, I don't know, 40 or 50 questions to answer during one AMA, which is hard later for people to review. And then, yeah, we can get in the smaller kind of smaller amounts of questions and maybe deep dive into some topics. And the design of the tokenomics was presented back in the days, I think even before the launch of the mainnet. I think it was presented by Alisa or somebody else. So it is a public information.
Okay, I asked the community to rejoin, so I believe we can continue and they will be rejoining us.
Yeah, sure, let's do it.
Okay, so thank you so much for explaining about burning coins, because we really had like 10 questions about that. And also I have a question for you from our Telegram chat, that there are other projects like Kaspa and many DEX projects on the market. How can Waterfall exactly compete with them? Does Waterfall have any plans to research more about DAG speed protocol? Like Kaspa is doing research on 1 BPS. Will Waterfall follow it? And do you have any opinion on this?
The way Waterfall started, actually, it was my PhD research, and at that time my research all at that time active or even inactive, but concepts of the DAGs, and we are working on this. I, in general, try to, with Kaspa, yes, we of course are aware of them. We are referring to Phantom and Ghost DAG in our initial papers. And our reference mechanism are in a way similar to what they're doing. But there are a lot of differences, and probably, we are probably more different from Kaspa than we are, for example, different from Ethereum. Because they are proof of work, we are proof of stake, they are UTXO, we are account state model. They are basically, they are not supporting EVM. We are supporting EVM. We, as a result of the proof of work, don't have growing hash rate, and so we have different dependency between the hardware requirements, and probably our hardware requirements will be lower, as in general for proof of stake the hardware requirements are lower. And I mean, there are, but these are good projects. And again, any projects which I highlighted in the previous AMA sessions or during the comparison of these AMA sessions, they all are good projects, right? We are doing certain things differently, and sometimes these things put us to some advantageous position. As you can see us in some charts, like the number of validators reaching consensus on the network, we are currently in top 3 among the popular POS networks. Also by the number of, TPS, what I have shown, we are probably one of the most scalable EVM networks. And we are, again, we are at the very early version of our technology, which is already good enough for utilization, right? But this is we're very far from our peak potential. And so you can expect us to achieve higher performance metrics, as I mentioned before, and we already were talking about this, both Alexander and myself. So that's what it is, and we are we are going to continue research and observe things which are happening on the market. It is very hard actually to follow all the moves which are happening there, but our approach is evidently viable, and it evidently has some advantages among currently existing technologies. So, and they may have some advantages among us. So very viable approach. We are going to expand it going forward, and we're inviting us to help us in setting up healthy ecosystem and potentially contribute to the development of the network as well.
Thank you for answering that. And we have a few questions about future plans. So recently you announced commitments from 3 new backers totaling $11 and $6 million. What impact do you foresee from these commitments, and what plans do you have for utilizing this support?
Well, I believe these are actually not our questions because we're a technical team and not a fundraising team, right? But as I previously mentioned, if we were previously kind of proof of concept project, right? We are now kind of going to the phase of improvement and advancements and scale. So there were no dapps, now there are some dapps. We expect more dapps to happen. There were no local communities. Currently, there are some local communities, and there will be more of them. There are these benchmarks achieved, and we already explained how we're going to improve this, and many other things. So basically, yeah, that's we are a lean team. That's actually one of our advantages, and this is. So we don't burn a lot of money, and we are not receiving some high salaries or something like that, and we're actually not planning to. So and yeah, this may be once all these commitments are, we may have enough. Basically, not we. I'm saying we as a group of companies which are working on this technology. But we may have enough funding to the next bull run and to do expansion in the various directions. And yeah, that's also what makes us excited about what we are doing.
Thank you for that. And what upcoming milestones or events should the community expect from the Waterfall Network this year?
So first of all, community should expect us return back to us doing AMA every 2 weeks. Secondly, there will be more dapps deployed, and we believe that over the next year the ecosystem will be expanded and operational. Also, we expect, you can often find us on the conferences and the events, and next year we probably will be even more there, again, working with developers and users of the network. And yeah, the various development events, you can expect us defending and presenting our new research. You can also expect us to present our projects to different local and global communities, and yeah, that's what it is. We have gone through some of these plans at the beginning, so yeah, these are the plans.
Yeah, and there is also the most asked questions. Do you plan to list on other exchanges in the near future? For example, you can list on Matcha. This exchange is EVM compatible and growing in popularity.
We are not the team in charge of listings, and we basically, this is the tasks which are solved by the association and Richard and Brad in particular. So they're expected to be listings, and I'm not sure about particular exchanges. As soon as this information is clear, there will be announcements on this topic.
Thank you. And the next question is, do you consider the release of your phone with the node connection functions? I believe that's about running a node on the phone, right?
I don't believe that we will be releasing our own cell phone, because this is actually a separate business, and I have seen projects doing that, like highly capitalized projects are doing that, and this may be somewhere used as their as a, how to put it this way, as the way to explain their high capitalization, but production of cell phones and development of layer 1 networks are very two different directions. And we do believe that we are going to release an app which will allow convenient management of the nodes. Also on our roadmap, there is a way of making cell phones as portable devices as a nodes. And we're still optimistic about it, but it is hard to predict when exactly it is going to happen. But yeah, definitely. I mean, mobile users are, a lot of crypto use cases are in mobile devices, and yeah, we definitely will be there, but maybe not in this particular way. So we don't have plans to develop our smartphone.
Okay, got it. And can you tell more about the plans for the technical team for the next year?
I think this question was already asked and responded.
There are so many questions.
No worries. But yeah.
Okay, so the next question is, when do you plan to list on Dextools, Dexscreener, and have these sites track newly listed coins on the ecosystem?
So this is part of the questions also which was addressed initially. We, for example, currently we are integrating with staking rewards. Then at some point we will get integrated with this sites, etc. So there are also launch pads to which we will need to get integrated to different exchanges, as you mentioned, and obviously association understands this. So yeah, we are also in touch with different producers of the development tools. Not producers, developers of the development toolkits. So, and yeah, that's on the roadmap. So yeah, it is going to happen.
Thank you for answering that. And that was the last question from our list for today. Does anyone has any questions to ask? Oh, sorry, I missed. I missed the message from the chat from our user. So there are now Bitcoin smart contracts, which is BRC20, which is currently becoming a new trend and will be next narrative in the next 4 years. Is Waterfall team aware of that? And can Waterfall do something regarding supporting BRC20 network?
So yeah, the very good question, and we actually observed this trend as well. We are basically the gaming project we are talking about is actually related to Bitcoin and Bitcoin-based networks. We probably are not yet ready to make any exact statements on when and how it is going to happen, but we are working on this direction. And yes, obviously this trend is observable and easy to observe. And yeah, we will be participating in this direction as well.
Okay, thank you. And one more question. Does the current market cap concern the team on the factor to moving forward?
Well, as we said before, we're in this for at least 5 years. That's how we see it, unless something critical happens. And yes, current market cap doesn't concern us as a development team for sure. There may be some other people in our group who may be more concerned of this, because this may be one of the metrics for listings or something like that. But these are not questions to us. These are questions to them.
Okay, and the next question is about marketing. Since you appear to have plenty of resources, how are you focusing that in the area of marketing? There are lots of projects who are great marketers and lack substance, and then we get a lot of attraction. So it's important for the projects with good technology to also have great marketing. So how are you focusing on that?
Yeah, that's so. Well, I was addressing it in the beginning, but let me put it this way. A lot of this marketing is actually word of mouth of QLs, right? And there are different levels of QLs. There are tier 1 QLs, which are some research agencies, and basically we mentioned already multiple, there is Cointelegraph, Messari, ChainSpec, some other which I don't want yet to mention, but we are in touch with. Then there are basically some news websites which are actually quoting them. And well, I like the next question. So there are basically different news websites which are referring to them, and basically and other QLs which are kind of not producing their own research but quoting research of others, or doing some some research of based on the research data gathered by these tier 1 players. Then there are some local QLs which are working with local communities and across different parts of the globe. And yeah, basically this ecosystem with local chapters program, with top tier QLs, with work with all the players which are in the middle. Yeah, they are. There is a plan for this, and there is a basically, yeah, it will be going. I mean, next year this is going to be executed.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and the next questions, 5 years has been mentioned. What happens after? Business closed down? That's just humor.
Well, yeah, it is a good humor, but how we say this? Blockchain is called like an unstoppable code, right? Which is meant to work for, let's say, 100 or more years. The environment is currently how to put it this. I mentioned that there are a lot of factors which are, for example, outside of our control, right? And which are hard to predict. So we, of course, planning to go more than that. But and that's, by the way, the addressing the questions about, treasury or some other things. Giving promises that, like in 100 years there will be like waterfall, we don't know. A lot of things can change. So we like what we do. We are in this for more than 4 years, actually. If we consider starting the research in 2020. And basically, we are not planning to wrap it up. And especially for those people who are in various ways expressing, are we not planning to close it this year? No, we're not going to close it this year. We have 5 years plan, and in 5 years, probably during these 5 years, we will develop some new 5 years plan. And if circumstances will be in our favor, I hope we will be able to advance further and move into this direction.
Okay, thank you for the answer. And the next question is, are we going to see any new partnerships with new venture capitals?
Again, as I said, that's not that's not what we are doing, right? That's actually what is done on the side of association. They are talking to different partners of a different caliber. And yeah, some of these partners have VC arms, some of these partners are VCs, some of these partners are something else, etc. But as I said before, we prefer to say about we prefer to say of something which when it is already completed. So, for example, there are some institutions which confirm that they are going to provide us with ongoing support. Great, we report this. It happened. This type of forward-looking statements, we, for example, can have like verbal agreement, and by the way, many projects in the past they actually were going through this situation. They, for example, had some verbal agreement with somebody from a larger organization to support them. And then the politics of this organization change, or something fails down the road, and the bigger the partner, the more people are actually involved in the decision-making process, except very few exemptions. It can put the project in the it may make the project look bad. For example, I'm actually not happy about sharing these, reports, which are probably going to be released in February, because again, things can fail down the road. But as far as I know, and all the information we possess, and we are actually in touch with the teams, and it looks like everything happens. But until things happen, it is always risky to say to provide any sort of statements. So that's why we are sometimes preserved and referring to work in progress mode. But yeah, that's the progress is happening. We are working. We are planning to keep working for quite a while in this, and we hope that there will be a growing number of believers in our technology, and who will be helping us with this in various ways.
Thank you for answering that. And one more question. We haven't covered artificial intelligence. How will this impact the blockchain development? You are muted.
Well, AI is on hype right now, as we all can see, and there are, I mentioned like a couple of things in the past, and they are, by the way, could be different than AI. There were topics of, again, like NFTs, sustainability, currently meme coins, etc. And we are watching this. I can say that many of us have experience working with AI. In particular, I started learning and doing some development in AI prior to blockchain, and actually Waterfall is not a blockchain, it's like distributed ledger technology, but still, if it wouldn't be the distributed ledger technologies, I probably would found myself eventually in AI. It is good that we currently have this intersection between distributed AI, so basically between these two, distributed technologies and AI, but we are looking on what is happening on the market, and we probably will preserve a little bit kind of like a conservative approach without attempting to jump with some fresh and not validated ideas. But we are exploring this direction, and yeah, maybe you will hear something about this topic from us soon, but not right now.
Okay, thank you so much about that. And I don't know if I should address this question to you, but can we get the next MA with business developers of Waterfall Network? We would like to know the business prospect regarding Waterfall.
Well, I think you can, and I think you should, yes, because a lot of these questions were actually not really my questions. However, I have to say that, yeah, I'm involved in some of the business development and integrations, but yeah, definitely. I think there will be announcement on this topic soon coming from you, Victoria. Yes.
Yeah, actually, yeah. So that's all the questions for now. Thank you so much for having time for that, and thank you so much, community, for joining us. We will make more announcements about the next MA session soon, and we will share the recording on the YouTube shortly.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having us. Thank you for the good questions, and thank you for the interactive discussion later. We will be doing it more often, and yes, we'll keep you more updated on the progress. Thanks.
Thank you. Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.